It is said that Vi Pagoda dates back to the 10th century. In 968, at that time, the country had just gone through 24 years of fratricidal civil war and ended with the event of Din Bolin unifying the country and founded the Din dynasty. After that event, a leader of the 12 warlords found the hidden place of Long Chau, built a temple on the mountain and devoted himself day and night to studying Buddhism, from then until today. Besides the four great landscapes of Doi 100 Jian Pagoda, Thay Pagoda, Tay Phuong Pagoda, Tram Pagoda, Long Chau has added Vo Vi Pagoda, a quite unique pagoda located on Vo Vi Mountain, in the heart of Hanoi's Stone Plateau. The two Tram Limestone Mountain Complex is considered a miniature stone plateau, a weekend picnic place for the capital's residents, and it is not only now that the Green Mountains and blue waters of Long Chau are famous, but since the reign of King La and Lord Trin, that miniature stone plateau was also a palace very loved by the king. TKP warmly welcomes you back to T. KP Media Theme The Beauty Inside Vietnam. Today TKP is very pleased to introduce to you and your friends Vo Vi Pagoda, an ancient pagoda in Trong District. My Hanoi's special temple has not had a single abbot for thousands of years. About 25 kilometers from the center of the capital, as the crow flies. If you follow Thang Long Avenue to the left Day Dike section in Song Phuong and Thong Hoai Duc, then turn left toward Provincial Highway 70 to Thru Van, Con Hoai Duc, then cross the river to Quoc Oai District. Continue down the right Day Dike to Chuong My District, past So Communal House. Tram Gian Pagoda to Long Chau Village and Phung Chau Commune, to reach the Tram Mountain Relic Cluster, where there is Vo Vi Pagoda, mossy, peaceful, quietly perched on top of the mountain. Vo Vi Mountain is located in the two Tram Mountain complex. To Tram Mountain is not very big, but the terrain is very beautiful, with many caves and vivid rock formations. About a kilometer long and includes 5 small mountains about more than 400 meters high. Legend has it that, since ancient times, the brightest star in heaven named to Vi Tin fell on the land along the Day River in Long Chau, turned into 5 phoenixes, raised their heads into the blue sky, and then turned into 5 phoenixes, mountains. Those are the 5 stone mountain peaks, Vo Vi, But, Tram, Trao, and But. Therefore, the Tram Mountain Complex is also known as Ngun Hak Sun, Ngun Hak Mountain, also known as to Tram Mountain. Stands tall and intertwined among the close-knit villages next to the rice fields, the vast blue beach and the Day River as soft as a strip of silk. Winding beside it create an extremely favorable, sacred and also very lyrical landscape with charming, dreamy blue water fascinates people. That's why at that time, King Le Chu Tong once built a palace in Long Chau and had people dig rivers, open streams, and make lakes around the foot of two Tram Mountain to sail on excursions when free. Not only was King Le loved, Lord Trin Sam also later told everyone, "I like this place. The mountains are not high but beautiful, the water is not deep but clear, and the mark that once served as an entertainment place for the reigns of the Le and Trin kings in the two Tram Mountain area, was also recorded by Pham Din Ho in the work Vu Trung essay as follows. Thin Vuong likes to play with lights and torches, often residing in palaces on West Lake, to Tram Mountain and Dung to Mountain. Well, to Tram Mountain is indeed famous. Hundreds of years later, the Tram Pagoda of our predecessors was ruined and had to be rebuilt. The ancient Le Palace was also in ruins and ruined, leaving only Vo Vi increasingly becoming the ancient throne, and colored by the years of difference between heaven and earth. vast and quiet like nothingness, with the scent of frangipani flowers that lures footsteps that love to wander and seek pleasure. Legend has it that during the La Dynasty, the pagoda was still located at the foot of the mountain called Phúc Tru during the Tran dynasty. The pagoda was moved to the back of the mountain and was named Trai Tin. Then in the year of Hong Thuan 1514 in the later La Dynasty, the pagoda was brought to the top of the mountain, called again by its old name, Vô Vi, and has remained peaceful there until now. To go to Vô Vi Pagoda to see the scenery, we have to step through the pagoda gate located at the foot of the mountain, right next to the winding road leading to Tram Pagoda and Hang Pagoda. The old gate is stained with time, simple and small, commensurate with the mountain and the temple standing parallel to the mossy stone wall. Above the gate arch, there are 3 words embossed on the outside of the pagoda's name, Vô Vi 2. Stepping through the ancient temple gate nestled at the foot of the mountain, there is a small path with steps made of stone and mortar, has also been tinged with wind and mist, to lead to the ancestral house, Vô Vi Pagoda, wind reception hall and stone roof with bells. From the temple gate, go through about 20 stone steps to reach the ancestral house. The ancestral house is also small and simple. Continuing past the ancestral house, you will reach Vô Vi Pagoda. The road leading to the pagoda is also made of stone steps, uneven and not straight, quite winding. The higher you go, the narrower and steeper the road becomes with about 100 steps. Along the 2 sides of the road to Vô Vi Pagoda, there are many green trees in all seasons, mixed with giant trees that are easily several hundred years old. The ancient trees spread out their branches, letting their roots hang down and cling deep into each rock crevice, making the scene more tinged with shimmering fairy tale colors. Visiting Vô Vi Pagoda, we will realize that this is a very special temple. The special thing is not just the precarious position on the cliff, but also the scale and number of Buddhist statues of the temple, which are not monumental, or with an architectural style not often seen in the tradition of Vietnamese pagodas. The pagoda is only modest, with a single room about 10 square meters wide, covered with funny-shaped tiles on stone pillars supporting the rafters, and a very simple row of wooden beams. In the pagoda there are only a few statues, including the 3 jewels, Buddhist statues, saint statues, and 2 Dharma protectors. The statues are simple, small, unobtrusive, and also fade over time. On the side of the pagoda, on the right-hand side, there is a small path with a few stone steps leading up to the top of the mountain, which is the Song Phuong wind-catching pavilion. The 4-roof square roof is also covered with small nose tiles, Below are many stone pillars supporting wooden rafters and beams. The floor has no walls and is open on all four sides to allow the wind to freely enter and exit. Perhaps this is both a place to sit and relax and a place to meditate for monks. A special feature on the roof of the reception building is the 8 trigrams with the Lac Viet Yin and Young image. Lac Viet Yin and Young image with just this small detail. We can recognize the thinking and national cultural consciousness of the ancient owner of the temple. At the same time, it also shows the interference of Confucianism, Buddha, Taoism at the door of Vo Vi Zen. Then from the reception tower, we continue climbing about a dozen stone steps to reach the top of the mountain, where there is a stone arch jutting out to cover a small bell hanging below. This small bell, cast in 1814, is a still preserved artifact of the pagoda, and on the cliff next to the pagoda, there is still the poem revisiting Vo Vi Pagoda by Tran Van Tang, a monk who guarded the sword, and also initiated the construction of Vo Vi Pagoda on the mountain, which was carved to be enshrined in stone. The original poem is as follows. The mountain cave is equal to Vo Vi 2. Tuki creates the Zen master and Taoist on this side Thien Truck. On that side Peng Lai places the serene scene in the middle of the sky. Makeup is thanks to the grace of the Taoist, protects Tathagata Per, borrowing the flat stone floor for good luck. Prepare the bell to ring a few times, scenes like people. People will turn away, even if you are not good at it, you will be careless. Sitting on the stone steps in the bell tower, or enjoying the cool air in the reception room, you will enjoy an extremely fresh and airy atmosphere and the fresh breezes of heaven and earth. In the autumn afternoon, looking out in all four directions, we will see a peaceful village landscape with storks flying over ponds, lagoons, or green fields. If you look far away, you will see the gentle Day River meandering along the fertile banks of green corn. But perhaps the most enjoyable thing is still to enjoy the feeling of tranquility of nature when climbing the mountain in the faint scent of incense and the sweet sound of birds passing through the branches on the green branches fluttering in the breeze. It's as if leading the way for the player to enter a quiet space of the dim, illusory sunset as if it's half present and half absent, making people's hearts become gentle and relaxed. All the fatigue and worries of life will no longer linger. Suddenly, all the fatigue disappeared into nothingness. That feeling may only come once, but we will remember it forever. And that same feeling reminds us of 2 lines of Uncle Ho's poem that he improvised in the early spring of Dinh Hoi 1947, when he returned here with the voice of Vietnam before withdrawing to the Viet Bac War zone. Khao San has the intention of thousands of pens. Flowing water has no sound of thousands of ancient instruments. Translation: a high mountain has the meaning of 1,000-year-old pen. The sound of flowing water is not heard, but it is an eternal instrument. The 2 verses not only express Uncle Ho's pioneering, leisurely principles, but also show the charming mountain and water beauty of Vo Vi San scenic spot. How can such a fairyland forbid people from being admired and loved? From the top of Vo Vi mountain, leisurely walking down to the foot of the mountain in the sunset, suddenly we hear in the autumn breath each bell ringing with deep tones. The gentle melodiousness spreads into the air, like waves on the surface of the water, making the soul feel wistful and restless. The sound of the temple bell ringing in the afternoon was as if urging birds to fly quickly to find their home, but also as if advising and reminding people to put aside their troubles, so as not to have to think about it. To ease their hearts, take a bath to keep your body and mind clean. The bells are steady, slow, gradually fading but seemingly endless, echoing from the cliff and penetrating deeply into the heart, causing the listener to wake up in their hearts of selflessness and let go of greed, love, and hatred, enemy. Is it the resounding sound of the bell ringing and the mysterious solitude of the mountain that people associate with no VI? To call the pagoda's name, just like that, the sunset gently falls in the magical autumn afternoon, in the state of no action of the human heart, so even though it is not Huang's sun, suddenly in us we can hear the verses and the sounds of pestles echoing by Chu Man Trin. Rabbits play in the apricot forest. Birds offer fruit, wander around Kayen, fish listen to prayers. Suddenly a loud sound of a pestle rang out in my ears. The mourners were startled in their dreams. Huang's sun scenery caw. The sound of the evening bell in such a fairyland is no wonder. Why people's souls are not magically gentle and serene. More than 1,000 years have passed, having been a historical witness of the Thang Long capital with countless uprisings. Vo Vi Pagoda must have changed many times, but it seems that the core and spirit are still homely, humble, gentle, and hidden from the world. They still remain intact as in the beginning. Perhaps that essence and spirit seems to still have a hint of the taste of our ancestors, when they brought the pagoda to the mountain and determined to put down their swords, giving up all worldly fame and fortune, to go to the mountains to knock on drums, chant sutras, and follow the Buddha to find pleasure in the clouds, sky, and water. The mountain scenery and Vo Vi Pagoda are like that. Let's go there, even just once, to relax our minds and enjoy the pleasures of leisure. TKP Media Theme, The Beauty Inside Vietnam, would like to sincerely thank you for watching all of this video. TKP is very pleased to send you the most wonderful experiences.